Alright, I am here, and we're going to be looking at Throne and Liberty, the open beta. I'll put this down to like 5%. Quite loud. But yes, so to give a little bit of backstory on this game, Throne and Liberty is an MMORPG that is being published by Amazon, developed by NCSoft, which is the same developer that made Guild Wars. Throne and Liberty is a relatively large upcoming release in terms of MMORPGs, but there are several things that are a concern that I'm gonna outline very clearly. There was a large delay in terms of the development. It's been in development for around a decade at this point. And it is a successor to Lineage. So Lineage I never played personally, but Lineage is an MMORPG, Korean MMORPG. And Throne and Liberty is going to be what seems like a successor to that. Now, I'm looking forward to getting into it, so I'm going to jump right in. I did load it up earlier to make sure. This game does run on Linux with Proton Experimental through Steam. On Linux Mint 21.3, confirmed. I was able to get into the game, and we were able to create a character. This is the intro.
The Star of Siliveth. It is said to be the seal stone containing Siliveth, goddess of destruction. This magical star of destruction was shattered into pieces all across the world, and those who are born with this fragment were called the Star Children. In 1192, during an age of conflict, the Archean commander Khazar sought to use the power of the star fragments as a tool of war.
Now, I don't know if we're meant to be seeing a black screen.
Where the wizard Jan Junath
that may very well be a bug, for all I know. Definitely feels like we shouldn't be looking at a black screen right now. I did get this running on my computer earlier. Here we go. Here's something. So, I think that black screen was a bug and we were meant to be seeing stuff. I don't know. When I started the game earlier, before I started the stream, I did see a little bit of intro cinematic, so that was most likely a bug of some sort. I did mess around with the appearance settings a little bit, but I think as far as the character customization goes, it's relatively in depth. You have all these different presets: face, skin, cheekbones, bone structure, jaw, chin. It looks pretty good. I'd say overall, like, you know, it looks pretty good. Now, as for your preset costumes, like that's pretty much the limit right there. You have 5 preset costumes. I don't know how... I basically don't know anything about this game other than it's an MMO with a point-and-click style combat. Not point-and-click. You can aim. We'll see all of that in the future. But yes, I'm just going to randomize a couple times. Yeah, this looks good enough. Let's start. Boom. I'm not going to get deep into the character customization. Like, as far as making this character goes, this beta is going to last, like... this beta is going to last 5 days, and then everything is getting wiped, as far as I know. So we're immediately greeted by getting attacked by an enemy. and we're in game now. I pressed E, so there is an auto attack. So you can auto attack enemies, WASD, and it is wraparound movement. So I'm not moving my camera at all. I can, when I run backwards, I run backwards. Redston, welcome back. Let me make sure that so it says escape. I could turn the master volume up a little bit more. Master volume up. The music is very, very loud. So I'm going to turn the music down. That is not the music. Music is right here. 40%. There we go. All right. So we are titled Starborn. I don't think I got a option to name my character.
Now hit back.
Q. So we click on them to lock on, and then we press E. So there's a parry timer. And when you see that purple circle, you can press Q to parry. Okay, very interesting. So there's like a timing on your parry, but the attack is just automatically attacking. Press tilde key. Is it right click? Oh, interesting. Okay. And then while we're using our ranged attack, we can also press Q to parry again. I'm assuming you can parry arrows.
Awaken the wild power in the star fragment.
W plus shift. Oh, interesting. Yes, so you can turn into an animal. That is a thing in the game. Can I switch to... If I, like, hold back, I can... And Q, I can roll.
I won't let that happen.
Interesting? Yeah, I need to actually aim my,
Well done.
I need to aim my character, but there is like a lock-on for the combat. I can already feel the AoE,
That feeble child has grown so
the
well.
AoE farm. I can already feel it in this
You
game.
have a special star fragment within you. A power with infinite possibilities. But beware, as there are dark beings who are after that power. You must control the star fragment's power. Do not be consumed by the darkness.
But yeah, to reiterate, like, this game has already been released in Korea. I'm almost certain. This is the open beta for the Western release for the US and Europe.
All these years, the nightmare has returned as a vision.
And all of the things that I've been feeling thus far in this game are very, like, MMO style MMO, which isn't bad. Like, I have many hours in New World. I've played World of Warcraft. Yeah. I don't mind a good MMO, is what I'm trying to say. but we'll find out if this is actually good. Everything so far has felt okay. I'll say that much.
That's where you were. I was looking for you. Lottie transported supplies to the North Guard. Could you go with her to take the supplies? She'll need you since it's so dangerous. I'd go myself, but for my arm. Give me a hand.
Do we even know who this guy is? Like,
Lottie, she didn't take the map again. Damn it. She'll probably get lost trying out a shortcut without this map. Can you bring it to her?
like where did we even come from? Press M to open the map. No available content.
Pick up the map on the table. Now get going, friend.
Yeah, I can't interact with them.
Hurry up the stairs and get out of here. Must be urgent since he asked Lottie to do it.
Very interesting. Right off the bat. Oh, very cool. Flying sky whale. Coral reef sky whale. Nice. That is a very pretty opener. This game does look quite good. Graphically, it is quite good. I'm resting it around just over 80 frames per second. F10 for the main menu. All right, we need to... We're in the prelude. World map location. All right, that's marked now, as far as I can tell, right? Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the map again.
Lottie
Hey,
indicates a
what
target.
are you doing here? What brings you here?
Press F.
Oh, really? I was just going back to get it. Thanks. I should get going.
Yeah, it's the voiceovers are very clearly
It's true, I was about to move the delivery.
voiceovers,
tell
and
you,
alas, our
honestly,
character
I told him not
has
to
no
worry.
voice.
Well,
Very
certainly
starting to
not fair
become
have you
reminiscent
come
of
along. Let's go.
a recent game we just played.
I guess the Archeum portal is opening again. We need to deliver
what-
some
what-
munitions
once
across
human,
Vesperian before they invade.
which I put about 5 hours into.
We'll want to bring weapons. You never know when you'll get into a fight. Let's head to supplies management first. Connell should have a weapon chest ready for us. Now, let's go.
Everything functionally in the game has felt pretty good.
I don't need your help. Oi-ho! Where are you headed? Oi-ho! Where are you headed?
And I-
You seem nervous.
Interesting.
Careful. My steel pickaxe almost got your foot.
Oh my, do all
I
of
don't
these
need your help. This is my job.
characters have dialogue?
Understand his power. Things seem a bit off here lately. Toy-ho! Watch your step and mind your head. If you're looking for weapons, go to the supplies manager.
Cannot climb this ladder. I think we're gonna have to go around. Weird, my camera just like flipped around.
Here, Connell has prepared the
My
weapon chest.
FOV seems like oddly low, even though it's a like, I don't know. Let's see. I don't know. I don't see an FOV slider. Like, my FOV seems oddly low. Even though it's a third-person game, I feel like I'm kind of looking, like, through a narrow window. Like, it's a little bit weird.
Are you going to give supplies to the guards? Just in case. Bring your own weapons. There's a training dummy over there, so you can practice with your new weapons.
Great sword.
After all,
Sword,
with your
dagger,
weapons, it'll save your
longbow,
life in battle.
crossbow, staff, and a wand. Interesting. Classic practice dummy. Yeah, so to select a target, we click, and then we select an ability. And yes, you can see all of the abilities at the bottom of the screen. Interesting. Yeah, so we can go to character info. Let's see. Okay, so there's a secondary weapon. So it said your stats change based on your equipped weapon. They gave us seemingly one of each weapon. I'm gonna immediately try to equip this. And then as for my secondary, I assume, yeah, so as for your secondary, you can equip anything. There is a first and a secondary, and you can equip any weapon. So to be clear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different weapon types. Yeah, you can equip the same weapon. Yeah. Which makes sense. I did want to test that, though. Like, can you have 2 different ones? Doesn't seem like it. And yes, to be clear, it says wand, main weapon, staff. Yes, wand, staff. So they are specific weapon types. And there are 7 different weapon types. And you can't equip 2 of the same one. Interesting. Nice. I do like that. Now, oh, scroll wheel zooms out. Okay. So as for my FOV question, you can scroll out. This is as close as you can get. This is kind of like first person. Now, how do I switch weapons again? Tilde, right? This is the wand. This is the staff. Interesting. Let me go back to character skills. Okay, here's the skill screen. Lucky, welcome back. Building your last piece for Enzo? Nice. Enzo is going to be very helpful in the vault grind. And I did add a comment to my last video about me saying that it's rigged. I was pushing the wrong mouse button. I was clicking left mouse click and it switched to right mouse click, and I did not switch the mouse button I was pushing. So as for it being in the center of that and not giving it to me, it's because I pushed the wrong mouse button. To be very clear, the mouse button during those vault mini games can switch in between each stage. What do you think of this game? I downloaded it. Thus far, it is interesting. We are still getting very much so introduced. I don't feel anything wrong yet. This skill system seems pretty crazy. Oh, yes. The thing I have experienced that is out of place is our character doesn't have a voice, even though they are being given dialogue, which is not a good sign. Because the last time I experienced that was with Once Human. And Once Human we put 5 hours into and will put no more time into. Move skills into quick slots to equip them. Okay. Yes, I need all the guides. Give me all the guides. And please remind me of all this stuff. You can use your skills to attack a nearby practice dummy. Okay. Okay, so as for our skills, I can place them in here. We have Chain Lightning, Serial Fire Bombs, Frost Smoke Screen, Inferno Wave. And then I assume these are higher level or something. These are tied to the weapon that we're using. So if I have Chain Lightning from my staff, I can take Touch of Despair from my wand. And then if I use this, what happens if I press 0? Oh, interesting. So it didn't switch my weapon. Okay. And as you can see, I don't know how to get it to stop attacking. It's just auto attack. How do I get it to stop? I got it to stop before. Is it alt? Might be alt. Interesting. Can you only be a mage? No. This is kind of what I'm exploring right now. So it's interesting the way the skills work, because if I switch, let me go to the actual F10 character info, this screen. If I switch to, say, the broadsword, and then I switch to the dagger, and then I go back to the skills, these skills are all different now. See how it's tied to your weapon. So each weapon has skills that are tied to it. That's very interesting. That's why I made clear note early on when I said there are 7 weapons in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there may be more, but yes. So there's 7 weapons that you're given in the beginning, and each one of them have different skills tied to them. As for being able to rebind these, I assume there is a way to rebind them. I'm just gonna assume that. There may or may not be, but I'm gonna assume that. But yes, now if I press 1, we have our... So if you're out of range, you just won't attack. But if you're in range, you automatically attack. So I have my E active, but I don't know how to deactivate it. I guess that's not as much of a concern. So these are our dagger abilities. And even though we have our daggers out, this is important to take note of. Even though we have our daggers out, we can still use our sword abilities. See? And then it goes right back to our dagger. So you can have a secondary weapon that you use just for the sake of using the abilities.
Jamal, I need to go to the North Guards. Can you open
And
the
yes,
gate?
you can turn into a wolf when you press shift, which is pretty
Wait a
interesting.
second.
Sick. Those gears are reminding me of screwdrivers. That's a cool gear ratio. Redson, welcome back.
Captain Da Vinci Eren led the resistance to defend the island from the Archeum Legion.
Narrative
But
dialogue?
uneasiness still lingers here. You left Fortress Eren to help Lottie transport military supplies.
What was that? Oh my.
Let's head to Aspirion. You haven't used a piton yet, have you? Just watch closely and do what I do.
Piton. Ooh, grappling hook. It looks like it's a static point. Grappling hook.
By the Archeum Legion. The rubble blocked the path, but you and Lottie used a grappling hook and pitons to climb over it.
It looks like the cart was destroyed by artillery.
Cool environmental stuff.
Well, you've come at the
There's a pulley lift up to Aspirion ahead. Come on.
I'm not really a fan of RPGs, prefer sandbox games. I'm definitely on the side of sandbox games. I feel that.
Is clearing the way for black
As
Mitrans.
for sinking hours into a
Get rid of these Mitrans before more show up.
RPG, like an MMO,
When you see an opening, strike.
definitely not angling to put like an insane amount of time into an MMO. I already, like, as far as the timing on the parries goes and stuff, it's it's a little bit
Using Mitrans as weapons.
interesting to get used to.
We must hurry.
Yeah, that timing that you just saw there. Can I switch to my I want to switch back to the staff wand combo. I'm sure, I mean, maybe they're presets. I don't know. I honestly have no idea as to how they're gonna like monetize this or anything. Yeah, I need to go back to skills. Yeah, I need to click and drag. Yeah, as for what these skills do, I'll go over them a little bit later. Yeah, that's what happens when I press shift. And what I suspect is like that's your mount, kind of, right? That's like your mount form.
The pulley lift broke. We can't keep going like there isn't one. Either we use this pulley to cross Wisperian, or we'd have to go by boat.
I gotta be honest, like we're gonna jump through dialogue and stuff.
Between the two of us, we'll have it fixed in no time. Shall we get started?
As for this being open beta, like I'm gonna jump through a bunch of stuff just to see. Like I'm mostly interested in gameplay.
Please see what's happening near Wisperian.
As far as like dialogue and stuff goes, like it's kind of meh. Like, you know, our character not having voice lines, even though the camera's looking at them while they're speaking, is like immediate meh. Oh, our character actually made a sound there. Wait, what just happened? Did my game just like disappear? What the hell? That has never happened before. Yeah, this whole like cutscene changed my my broadcast source on OBS. It's like it switched the broadcast source. What? We can actually see the cutscene this time then. I personally like don't really care too much. Yeah, I think we're gonna go full skip on the cutscene.
You defeated the black mid-trans.
We got salted jerky and aroma pie.
How did you get here?
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you're giving me these dialogue options, but it's like my yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
It's okay.
Now,
it's fine.
Please go to Tuaran's Terra. Since you have the star fragment, you can use glide morph to get there.
Ah, it's an enemy attack. We better hurry.
Acquired bald eagle glide morph. Double jump with space. Oh, sick. Nice. Yeah, this is like a core feature of the game where you can change into like other animals. What is that icon? Ascend. Unmorph.
Look at the sky. Is that Archeum's portal?
Huh.
Oh my god. There's no end to those orcs.
Interesting.
Get ready. Get in position and fight.
We have this character with us now from the cutscene. I have no idea.
We're starting the operation.
Using Wisperian.
We steal the fire dust from the orcs and throw it into the turret. If we overload it with a lot of fire dust at once, the turret will overheat and explode.
Everyone got it? Take the fire dust from the orcs and throw it into the turret.
Yeah, so the combat is like lock-on combat. Why am I not able to hit them? Oh, yeah, E.
We must destroy that turret. Get that fire dust and throw it into the turret.
How dare they! Kill them all!
No, you don't.
An AoE? Oh, sick. That was an interesting movement ability. Yeah, I don't actually know what a lot of the abilities I'm using do. I'm just using them. As far as I can tell,
We fall back! Throw that fire dust at the turret!
you just need to keep all of your abilities on cooldown. Like that, I'm pretty sure it's like that kind of vibe. The skills do seem pretty cool though. I will say all the different skills, especially that frost move skill. Boss fight already. Interesting. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, that ability is very cool. Oh my. Yeah, there's like no well, oh, D and Q. Fun. I'm using D and Q. I don't know what it's saying about. I'm holding D right now. Oh, is there no way to parry while you're using a staff? Hold on. See how our Q is like... Ooh. That healed us. Yeah, our health is in the top left. Like, I'm just like using all of my abilities. As for like rolling and dodging, I don't think we have a... When we have the staff out, I don't think we actually have that. Are we just like flat out stunned right now? What even just happened? Yeah, I don't think we can actually roll and dodge or parry when we have a staff or Wanda. Seems like a major downside when you're using a staff or a wand. Is there a throwing? Is there a hatchet in the game? Or is it just for the cutscene? I'm pretty sure I went over every weapon. I don't know if there's a thrown hatchet weapon. Throwing hatchet weapon would be kind of cool. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about like cutscenes already pretty long. Maybe there is a thrown hatchet and we just haven't found it yet. That might be it, for all I know. Amatoy. You have unread mail. Classic. Indeed, indeed. Dialogue, text, nice.
Are you in any condition to move? I'm on my way with the healer.
We killed that giant dude. I did want to just check that, just to confirm. Like, yeah, we don't have a hatchet. There's no axe or hatchet. At least as far as the starting weapons are concerned. I don't know.
Come this way.
Yes, Clay.
How are you? Feeling?
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We wrecked that thing. We're good. Thank you.
From the time when we barely... But what are we to do
I'm gonna be skipping most of the dialogue. As far as like a open beta goes, I am much more interested in experiencing like gameplay. Yeah. The cutscenes seem pretty cool. Cutscenes are indeed cutscenes. I'm just looking at a white screen right now. Okay, here we go. Nice, cool. We got the intro done. And we're greeted with a whole bunch of players. Classic MMO vibe. Link your Amazon Games ID account. No, thank you. Please get out of here. But yes, this is published by Amazon. The last MMO I played that was published by Amazon was New World, and you can go and look at the state of New World right now. Yeah. It is kind of like that. It is kind of like that. So when are we gonna get immediate loot box? Okay, here's our storage. Classic 20. Expand 5,000 of this currency. Solant. So this is the paid currency, Lucent. Solant is the common currency. So we can use that common currency to expand our storage. That's interesting. We are gonna find a whole bunch of items and stuff. Like, it is, yeah.
Welcome, brother.
It is the MMORPG way.
What?
Yeah, we're jumping through dialogue because as far as the story goes, they greet us with like a character we haven't seen before that gives us no introduction and just tells us to find a map. Like, yeah. How do I track that? This is the main quest, right? This thing?
May I know? Do you need help with some? I see. Of course. To meet her, you are good.
Cool. We met the priestess. So we're jumping like straight into MMO vibes.
Yes, welcome.
They are introducing us to
Oh, yes, that's right.
the merchant, the sundries shop.
Do you need something?
Yes, purchase sundries. Interesting. Can I just straight up sell all of my starter weapons? I guess I can, yeah. Interesting. I don't know if we actually want to do that, but you can. It seems like you definitely can. There's a thing over here. Yeah, this is full MMO vibes. Like, we are surrounded by other players right now. Full MMO vibes. What is this thing? Like, this is true MMO. True MMO vibes. This purple thing over here.
Why is your bag so heavy?
Confirmed. Book collected.
Brother, you're
Alright, so yes, this is our storage. What I'm interested in figuring out is yeah, I'm getting less than 60 frames per second here, which is that's not what I like. We don't like getting less than 60 frames per second. These are things we do not prefer. But yes, I will just progress the main quest.
I can't believe the ghastly tales were true.
absolutely need. Do you want to learn a new skill? Ah, so the priestess, by the way.
The store manager Melky hid Martinet's existence.
Craft
pretending not to know
skills.
anything about
Okay,
her.
here we go.
This was because suspicious outsiders, thought to be members of the Archeum Legion, had been looking for Martinet. To meet with her, you had to meet the people connected to her and prove that you had no ill intent. After that, you learned the password, the LITE Fragment Whispers.
So you have the skill book materials, and then you have the improvement books, which use the skill book materials. I assume you need. This is seeming like the way that you unlock new skill. Like when we saw our screen here before that we were greeted with in skills. Like if I wanted to use this, it says 10. I don't know exactly whether that's related. Like, do we need a stack of skill books in order to acquire that? That is.
Do you want to learn a new skill? The second half is whispers. Do you want to learn a new skill?
Take your time browsing.
Like, do we need to stack these? Do you need 10 of these to get? I don't know.
Take care now.
If it's food you're after, you've come to the right place.
I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I have acquired another cup of coffee before we continue. To just give a first impression, everything feels okay so far. As far as like my experience with MMOs, everything feels okay. Like we're good. We're good. I have no major complaints aside from the fact that our character has dialogue options and no voice lines. It's a translation thing. It's like a voice acting translation thing, but it doesn't sit well with me. You know, we just experienced that in Once Human, like not very long ago. It wasn't great. Oh, and my FPS. My FPS is consistently dropping below 60 frames per second. These are my settings, graphics. I think it defaulted everything to epic, which is what is recommended. I don't like it. I'd rather have it on medium and get another. That just broke everything. Now I'm getting less than 30 frames per second. That is not what we expected to happen after lowering our graphic settings. So let's go back to epic. All right, are we good now? No, we're not. We're not good. I just changed my graphic settings and now I'm getting 20 frames per second. Why in the world would changing my graphic settings? Are we good? I clicked auto settings. I may have to start our game again. Okay. I think we found it. Hold on. Motion blur. Motion blur? No. Now it's okay. Oh, you know what? It might have to reconfigure all of the shaders and stuff. Let me put it on medium again and see what happens. Okay. Now we're good. Now I'm getting over 100 frames per second. Now we're good. As far as the graphical fidelity of the game goes, it's okay. It's okay. We're messing around with settings a little bit. So that's what it looks like on medium. It looks completely different on epic. Like, we're talking that wood in the bottom right on the floor isn't even there on medium settings. That is significant in terms of visual changes. Yeah, this is what it looks like on medium. So, given the fact that I have a 4070 Ti, I'm going to make the decision to keep it on the recommended epic settings. Right? Auto settings. And I'm going to leave it on these settings because that's what we've been playing with the whole time. But yes, confirmed, putting it on medium did indeed increase our frame rate after dropping our frame rate to like 20 frames per second. Martinet.
I haven't seen you around before, so what brings you?
I've come to ask about
As
healing.
I'm sure you heard on your way here, I can't treat anyone right now unless it's an emergency. Oh, I see. Clay probably sent you to help with my research. The mana calming potion I'm creating should be able to help. Then I'll tell you where to go and what I need. Just get me some rancid powder. You know how to use waypoints, right?
Do I know how to use waypoints? Maybe I know how to. Did it give me like a tip as to how to do it?
Has been closed for some time due to rumors that the Archeum Legion is looking for Martinet. It was to trick them into thinking that Martinet, who had worked as a healer there, had left.
Do you need
While
help
in
with
hiding,
something?
she is
You
still
have
researching a cure for her
Waypoints is
sister,
one of the greatest
who is suffering
implementations
from the
Waypoints.
Morrisons.
Okay, how do I use waypoints? Are going to be like fast travel points, right? Activate the waypoint of Castleton. Oh, that's what we interacted with earlier. Okay. Yes.
Lord Hobbs of Laslan resisted Revolupius, who
Alright,
had
we're
usurped the
good.
throne. But his
Did we get it? Activate the waypoint of Golden Rye Pastures. Okay, and then that's going to be... That's all the way out here. So we get some exploration going on now. Cool area. Definitely a cool, like, starter newbie area. I'm just managing over 60 frames per second with this many players. It's still a concern. I'll just flat out say it. Like, the performance of this game, you know, it recommends that I play on Epic. Okay, we leveled up. Stat points that you can invest in your stats. Select a stat increase. Okay. They give us all of the numbers because numbers are good in MMOs. I'm gonna go everything into. I'm just gonna put everything into mana regeneration. Yeah. All right, we good? We're just gonna go all wisdom. Just everything wisdom. Alright, now we're traveling. Oh, we can press slash. There's an auto run button. That's a lot of sheep. So can I auto run while I'm in this form? Yes, I can. Okay. There are players farming in the farm. Classic farming in the farm.
This was once the most prosperous granary in Laslan, but after the cursed rain came, it became infested with strangely enlarged pests. People tried to solve the problem by employing the power of free wizards, but the free wizards' clumsy magic only made things worse.
Interesting, cool lore.
Priestess Grace introduced waypoints as a great integration of Venelux magic. Teleportation was a rare skill that was only used by a few wizards. When the wizard Clay completed the schema for waypoints, it enabled anyone to teleport freely.
Zap this wasp really quickly. Nice. First open world kill. That is my favorite ability so far. That jump back with the frost. Man, why does my screen feel so exploration codex favorites? Okay. Bookmark exploration codices. Yes. Okay, cool. Those are our quests on the right side below the map.
What should I do?
Pile of straw. Interesting. Plan. Yeah, so you can't press Q when you have your wand out. This skill cannot be used because of currently equipped weapon. So yes, you cannot parry or roll while you have a wand equipped. Yes, make us the thing.
In the apothecary at the Golden Rye Pastures.
Make us the healing thing because healing thing is good.
Herbalist apprentice. Oliver has been an apprentice there for some time.
Must interact with
though he has
all
yet
of the
to gain
purple
approval
things.
of his master. The farmers
Because everyone knows purple is the best type of drop.
The names of countless medicinal herbs, but suffered under his eccentric master.
We like purple drops. We do like purple drops. That is a player. So can I help? Wait, what? Well, these two enemies are fighting each other right now. I need the ultra AoE farm right now. I'm trying to figure out. There we go. So what does it say? Just kill a whole bunch of these? Acquire violent harvester's decomposed heart. Oh, interesting. Okay, you just like walk over stuff and then you pick it up. Nice. I keep clicking to attack and it's E. Yeah, FPS dropping considerably whenever I use any of my abilities. Combat doesn't feel bad. As far as like lock-on combat goes, you know, you're focusing on your abilities. This ability is my favorite. That is my favorite ability thus far, for sure. I don't know what it's called or what exactly it does. I just know that I like it. This is our healing ability. Yeah, we can look that up very quickly. It's not difficult. Frost smoke screen. Yes. Interesting. I always like abilities that move your character. Like, movement abilities are always satisfying to use. All right, what do we need? Violent harvester. We killed the other things. There's one right there. Our player's gonna steal all of our farm? What?
The main ingredient
oh, there we go. Okay.
Can be acquired from harvesters and insects in the goldenrod pastures. They are the decomposed heart of a harvester.
Yeah, the 50 frames per second is like...
which controls magical toxicity. And a contaminated scarab horn, which has a tonic effect.
And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff going on, right?
But highly effective together.
Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. But 40 frames per second is just like, come on. And you can say, bro, just play on medium settings. It is recommended by the game to play at epic settings.
Looks like it's your first time using a waypoint. If you place your hand on a waypoint, just open your map.
Once you place your hand on a waypoint,
I'm running a 4070 Ti Super. Like,
if you open
this game was developed over the course of 8+ years. So as far as performance goes, when it comes to my opinion, the performance is a downside. Like, people on average computers are not going to be able to run this game well. It's just flat out. You're going to have to keep it on like super low settings. I'm gonna switch it because honestly, it's like, yeah. Maybe just having it on high. Yeah, just putting it on high doubled my frame rate. See, there, like, the way games are optimized, there's clearly, it was the same with the first Descendant, actually. You know, you have it on epic settings, and you put it down to high, and you get double the frame rate. As far as the visual quality goes, like, I don't feel like I'm missing anything too big, as far as I can tell. Like, just to be clear, like, this whole area, I'll put it back up to epic just to give a nice comparison. So there's clearly a difference, right? There's clearly a difference. But if you look at my frame rate, I'm getting 80 frames per second. Right? And then if I switch over to high, I immediately jump up to like 140, over 140. And yeah, it doesn't look as good, but 50 frames per second, I'll take that any day over slightly increased graphical quality. So as far as my take goes, the epic graphical settings in this game are poorly optimized. So I'm going to be running it on high.
Oh my. Then try hard.
I'm going to be running it on high. This is full blown. Yeah, we're in fetch quest heaven right now. Oh, very nice. Very nice twist to what I thought would be just collect the mandrakes. So if I click, okay. But if I click away, interesting. It's like an AoE. The abilities all feel very good. All of the abilities do like very different things between the wand and the staff. For the sword, the great sword, the daggers, the bow. Whenever I play a game like this, I like using ranged weapons because the lock-on style combat is something to get a really good feel for it. I feel like you need to use a ranged weapon. Otherwise, you're just kind of standing in front of the enemy, like swinging your sword over and over again. That's my take, at least. Everyone's got their own style. Yeah, I was fully prepared for that mandrake quest to be like, yeah, just pick up the mandrakes and then go back. But thankfully, it was a nice little surprise. Pulling up the mandrakes and then having to fight them is
While you search for treasures hidden in ships wrecked by storms and chests that have been drifting,
yes,
you will
yes.
encounter the master.
Indeed. Dialogue and lore. My frame rate is very good now. And I'm on high settings.
Huh? Oliver, herbalist. Well, here's your
After acquiring the last ingredient from the Mandrake farmstead, you were able to meet the herbalist, Wilson Hinman.
Infestation.
He always entrusted the apothecary to his apprentice and collected herbs alone. He had to venture to all sorts of dangerous areas to get medicinal herbs. But his pupil was a coward who would flee at the sight of an ant.
Cool. Yeah, the enemy types so far are good. I like the enemy variability. Very classic to start out in a farm. You start farming in a farm. Now, these waypoints, I don't think I can just fast travel. Oh, I can't. Yes, free. Basic cost 0. I assume it's not always going to be that way if it says it's free. Yeah, frame rate tanks. So performance is definitely a problem. Just flat out. There's no, it doesn't seem like there's any vaulting mechanic. Like, I'm jumping up this, and it's like, what? And I like overall, I'm taking a pretty rough approach with my initial experience with this game.
The mana calming potion for you right away.
Like I said early on in the stream, my last experience with an MMO published by Amazon was New World, and New World is now a shell of what it once was due to many decisions made by the developers, which put the game into a downward spiral, which I don't ever see reversing. So you know, take my perception of this game with a grain of salt. Like I've been around MMOs, from New World, MapleStory, World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2. Like I've played a couple. So it says return. Why did it cut the quest off? Luckily, I will say, wait until mana calming potion is brewed. Okay. So the quest just says, wait. And there's,
right, here you are.
There's no timer or
Try
anything.
it and see how it works.
So are we calm now?
Just as I thought. The calming potion's effect is very effective. Oh,
It's super effective.
Only Mina knows.
As for like dialogue and lore and stuff, for an open beta, when I, for instance, just to be completely fair, if you watch my stream of the open beta for the first Descendant,
you could feel your magic begin to settle down.
when I play an open beta, I am looking solely at things like performance, server stability,
more effective than her other
gameplay, so on and so forth. Yeah. Oh, that was not free. Wait, was it? Hold on. Required cost, basic cost. That's so confusing. So the basic cost is 1,300. The required cost is free. What? Isn't there... So is there... This is like the main area. It says click to claim rewards. Here we go. Red dot. Text, dialogue. Is there another one I miss? Here. Yeah, this is all lore stuff. As for lore stuff, I am not interested. In a open beta, I am not interested. Okay, so we can claim, select one of the following rewards. All right, let's go with the... So this is melee ranged magic. Okay, so this is Codex Adventure. This is like a linear progression from the top, right? Like we went and we did these things. Now we're here. Morph Stone. Is this like a side quest? I have to claim it? I guess I have to manually claim it? Okay. If we do a side quest, then we have to manually claim it. For some of them. Yeah, okay. Inventory. Let's go. This screen is what I need to get better at. P. This is... Wait, hold on. What did I do? P. Here we go. No, not P. Wait, what? This says P. Ah, because I had this stat details clicked. Okay. Completely changes the way this looks. I wanted to equip our forgotten magic hat. And yes, it does change the way our character looks. So confirmed headgear items that have like melee, range defense, max mana. This is impacting our character's stats. And yes, it does change the way our character looks. Now, I want to do a little bit of investigation because there is a flat-out battle pass in this game. I said it in the beginning of the stream. I don't know how they're going to monetize it or what they're going to do. It is safe to say I'm currently just over an hour into this game. I am going to say I wouldn't be surprised if they monetized absolutely everything. As for whether there is PvP in the game, I don't know. But yes, similar to Once Human, there is the premium pass below, the free pass above. World Tree Leaf enables our ally to heal us. Some type of utility healing item is what this is. You're getting that on the battle pass. On the premium pass, as the second reward, you are getting something that instantly restores health when used. Just like putting that flat out there. Yes. And their dailies, week, and then always, I assume, is like the long-term season. But right off the bat, you get this Phantom Tracker. I don't know how to view it or look at it or anything. It's some type of cosmetic, I assume. They give us 2,000 of the paid currency. So the battle pass is 500 of whatever this currency is. I'm gonna say I assume it's gonna be $10, meaning these are probably gonna be $2 for 100, right? So 2,000 is gonna be $40. That's what I would assume. To add to that, while we're focused on the monetization, on the Steam page, they already have a early access deluxe pack, which gives you 5-day head start, 5-day early access. I don't know, the morphs I assume are the animals you can turn into. You get lion, swan, otter. Yeah. And those are like the mounts in the game. Like, for instance, as to whether the premium ones are slightly faster, I don't know. But we're getting a good glimpse like this right off the bat. You don't need to know too much about the game to know that if you're getting both of these tracks, that's going to be better for potential survivability. If you have an instant heal, which you do not get, this one gives you more. You get 750 and then 1,200. I can't actually view the cosmetics. Like, here's this pose, the prey pose. Yeah, as for taking like an actual look at this, I don't know enough about the game to know what these do. Yeah, the Amatoy is your like sidekick from that cutscene that we saw earlier. Like the stuffed doll. So those are these pink ones are like the major cosmetics on the pass. Otherwise, you're getting like food items, special material selection chests. And then this is the phantom trackers, like the last thing. Flat out, it just doesn't, like, I wouldn't even worry about this at all. Like, if you're going to play this game, like, don't even worry about this. And if I am correct, this is going to be $10. Like, whatever. Whatever. So I'm glad that I checked that out. We have to run all the way down here, so I'll fast travel. It does say free move, so we'll do that. But yeah, as for the cosmetics on the battle pass, definitely not seeming like... Here's the special shop as well. I didn't look into this. Leveling pass. Premium leveling log. Activates the premium rewards in leveling log upon purchase. What is leveling log pass? Here's leveling log. Oh, this is just like even more... Like, what? If you didn't have enough with the battle pass, now you have the leveling log on top of that. So you get magic powder used to craft equipment. Okay. I don't know, why is there battle pass with a question mark? We're currently at level 5. So this is some type of incremental thing where you go through these levels and then you get magic powder for doing certain activities. And the magic powder allows you to craft equipment. So this is directly tied to the crafting system in the game, which I will get to eventually. But as far as I can tell, this is not... It says there's a premium. I assume that's what this stuff is at the bottom. Like, these are locked. Leveling log pass. Ah, yes. So these at the bottom are extra rewards you get on the leveling log if you get the leveling log pass, which costs Lucent, which is the premium currency. So it seems like just like another form of battle pass is to me what it seems like. Now, why do they have this in the game and a battle pass? I don't know. But it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right, especially because on that you're getting a material that you craft weapons with. Server transfer ticket. Okay. So if you want to jump servers, they're going to monetize that. That's what this is hinting at. For right now, it's free, but if you have a friend who's on another server, they may very well monetize that. That doesn't sit well with me either. I don't like that at all. You want players to be able to transfer servers for free. You can put a cooldown on it, like a week or like 2 weeks, but making it cost money doesn't sit well with me. When I click this, it just opens the Steam shop. Yeah, interesting. As far as I can tell, like, Oh, the appearance change ticket, sure. Like very bare. It feels very bare. I also can't view that cosmetic. The fact that they have the leveling log and the battle pass, this doesn't feel right to me. Like, I'm just gonna flat out call it. So I'm done looking at that. But yes, as you can imagine, they monetize, like, I can turn into this wolf. You can buy different animals that you can turn into as like a form of mount, basically, in the game. But yeah, this is like hard MMO style. The last time I played something like this was New World.
The news from Mina Pai was unexpected. Adriana had ventured far away to avoid the Archeum Legion, who had discovered
We're gonna have to
her
go.
hideout.
Can I do this?
She said that no matter how
There's
effective
F.
her
I
potions
pressed
were,
F.
they never lasted long enough. Adriana set out to find a way to completely soothe the tempestuous mana.
What? I pressed F. I can't aim up higher than this. Here we go. Okay. Okay, you have to time your Fs. Jump quest style. But yeah, that's why I don't like being pessimistic when I check out a new game, but I'm very like straight to the point, right? Can I fight them or?
Take your star fragment, even if I have to pry it from your core.
Over the star fragment.
You won't be able to escape long.
It's like very abilities heavy combat, right? So you're like constantly waiting for certain abilities to cool down. And once they're done on cooldown, you press the button and then it does more damage. Which is not something I really like, if I'm being brutally honest. As far as like combat in a game goes, I like the satisfaction of like really needing to like look around and like more skill-based input style combat.
She had left behind. There, she had
One of the things that New World did very well is that... Interesting. One of the things that New World did very well is the combat, right? You actually, in New World, if you've ever played it, you have to actually aim at your enemy. Investigate. Right click. Okay.
Just who was Janice Carter anyway? She ended up telling me that the only...
You found a piece of parchment that...
Welcome back, Redson.
The letter contained details about Janice Carter, someone Adriana had met.
I am doing all right. We are checking this game out for the first time. I hope you're doing well. What server are you on? I think I'd have to check. I don't know how to check. Hold on. I think at the beginning of the stream you can check. Why is the chair talking? I have no idea. As far as the lore goes in this game, I have absolutely not been fully paying attention. Let me check what server I'm on. I'm going to look at the beginning of the stream. NA East 22. Yeah, that's what I clicked at the beginning of the stream. Yeah, as far as this being an open beta goes, I'm very much so interested in game mechanics, right? Performance, server stability, progression, weapons, abilities, enemy types, map design, things like that, right? Like very core mechanics. There is fall damage in the game, and we did just die for the first time in game. To fall damage. First death in the game confirmed to fall damage. If I even play long enough for us to link up. Yeah, I'm checking this game out. Like, I'm cruising. We're cruising. But I think it's worth, as far as I can tell, it's tough. I think you really need to like MMOs a lot to be able to really enjoy this. But I will say it's very formulaic, right? Like that boss battle that we had in the beginning, it's like,
In the past,
you know, I said it early on in the stream, like the combat is point and click, so you just latch on to an enemy and then kind of like press all of your abilities and stuff. And sure, they're probably like more intricate enemies where you need to use a certain ability at a certain time.
There's something that I could. Have you ever heard of this?
But the lack of like needing to aim or like, you know, the combination of like movement and is a lot of dialogue. It's always with a point and click system, it's always going to be lacking, right? Like you're just not going to get that from a point and click combat system. As far as like this game goes overall in terms of the story and the progression, it's very, very hardcore MMO progression style. Like it's formulaic, right? I like fast-paced combat. Yeah, same. I can understand how people enjoy this kind of combat and how people could get into this story. But again, it's like you're watching a stream of, you can look at my past live streams from like a year ago playing New World.
To get a keepsake for Soyuri, you must first gather the ingredients for this new bait from Windhill Shores.
It's like this game feels a lot like New World, except with less interesting combat. That's kind of my vibe. I really like the idea of like being able to transform into an animal. I don't really like care beyond that. Like, am I gonna care about getting cosmetics so I can turn into a leopard instead of a wolf? Like, I don't care. As far as the game mechanic goes, it's basically a mount. That's it. It's basically a mount. I like my combat to be raw skill and knowledge. Yeah. I firmly agree with that. Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying that this game isn't skill-based and it's not knowledge-based. Like, there are elements to the combat where you need to time your parry You need to time your abilities, so on and so forth. So I'm not just like dismissing the combat in this game entirely. Like, it's got some interesting things about it, for sure. No doubt. What I'm mostly saying is that when it comes down to like very entertaining and focus-driven combat, the ability to just lock onto enemies is it doesn't click with me. I'm just like, you know, it just doesn't click with me. Again, I'll reiterate, like, this is my perspective is coming from New World. New World, I have about how many hours in New World do I have? Let me just triple check that. In New World, we have 328 hours. I have 328 hours in New World. If you go and check out New World on Steam, you'll know exactly why I feel the way I do.
Unfortunate accidents often happen off the coast of Castleton.
But I see, I really see through like a lot of stuff. And as far as I'm checking, like the combat and all this, like
wash ashore from the wreckage.
I'd rather play something like Path of Exile. You know,
is highly effective at luring in wolves.
I'd rather play something like Path of Exile. Path of Exile 2 is on the way. When is Path of Exile 2 coming out? Hold on, let me check that. And I'm not trying to like poo-poo on this game super hard. There is no release date for Path of Exile 2 as of right now. But yeah, the base default movement speed is kind of slow. I like the idea of these hooks, but they're static. And like sometimes my character just like gets stuck when I like hit on it. Like I'm not touching anything right now. Like, yeah, that's cool, but like from a programmatic standpoint, like how many hooks are in certain areas, and like why can't I just hook onto it myself? You know, why do I need this point to hook onto? It's stuff like that. It all like kind of adds up. The movement in this game is very much like classic MMO style. Crackle. Interesting. My heal ability. Yeah, you're like in combat, you're mostly looking down at your skill bar. Again, it's like classic point and click MMO style. The fact that you can kind of aim around is cool. But when you're actually in combat, there is no need to aim at all. You don't need to aim. You click on an enemy and then you just start looking at your skill bar. That's it. Where do I need to go? It's in that direction. I'm looking in this direction. Is it back here? I assume so. Performance seems good. Performance is mediocre. I am playing on... I mentioned it earlier. I am playing on high. And I'm getting 60 FPS in this like hub zone area. If I actually play on the recommended graphic settings, recommended on Epic, rotate the camera. Oh, it's like click and drag to rotate. Okay, we can change our camera settings. Yeah, see, this is like classic style, where you like click to rotate it. Oh, weird. What? Wait, hold on. Now I'm like, I'm pressing W right now. Yeah, interesting. But then if I let go of it, it goes in the direction. Yeah, this is like classic style where you like click and drag. And then this, I just have my mouse cursor completely free to click on whatever I want. Interesting. That's definitely interesting. It's interesting that they don't mention that right in the beginning of the game. But yes, as you can see, my performance on Epic is, it's struggling. Like, I drop below 60 FPS. I'm at 40. I just tanked down to 40.
Toy-ho, friend.
Yeah.
If you need a toy-ho, just leave your things with me, my friend.
Here are better weapons. Now, are there any weapons other than these 7? I think it is strictly 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in the cutscene in the beginning, my character throws a hatchet into the eye of the giant monster demon that we fight. But there is no hatchet in the game. You're at 1440p? Yeah, but I have a 4070 Ti Super and a, like, you can see my hardware. If I can't run this game, consistently over 60 frames per second, somebody with like a mid-tier computer running like a 1080 or a 2080 at 1080p is going to struggle on Epic. Now, it's okay, but it just needs to be mentioned. So, yeah, being completely fair, I am streaming at 1440p. I'm playing the game at 1440p. I'm also playing the game on Linux. So there are those things to be considered. Definitely those things to be considered. To give it like a really, really fair comparison, I would need to run it on Windows 10 at 1080p to like know what the differences are. But yes, that is what I'm experiencing right now. This is a decently sized map. If this is the entire map, decently sized. I don't know if there are other areas. All right, so I have a purple marker in this direction in 1,000 meters. And I can't see it on the map. But I assume we have to fast travel over here. Windows 10 and not 11? Yeah, I'm not gonna... So... Windows 10 is better optimized than Windows 11. Like, there are many comparisons that have been made between the two. So yes, Windows 10. All right, we have a lot of stat points. We have a lot of stat points. Equipment enchanting. Select a weapon to upgrade. I don't have any weapons to upgrade. So, why are you telling me about this? Yeah, okay. So, to upgrade our skills, we need to use the training books. To get the training books, we need those materials that we saw earlier. These are passive skills that are based on the weapons we're using, the staff and the wand. And there is a weapon mastery. Interesting. So as far as like as far as I can tell in terms of like the different weapon types, the 7 different weapon types, the skills, this weapon mastery, like there are definitely like different builds. There's clearly like a massive potential for different builds and meta building stuff. As far as I can tell, with these active skills, the passives, this is clearly in depth. Like clearly a lot of effort was put into this. Can I get rid of these? Right click, left click. I don't really want these. Quick slot set. Duplicate. Yeah, we already have these equipped. I don't understand why they're red. Ah, so yes, there are 3 presets. Oh, okay. So what I was saying earlier about how I couldn't parry, this just clicked with me. You have defense skills, and the defense skills are based on the weapon, just like the other skills. So this Iron Point parry we were using is for the greatsword. There is another defensive skill for the staff and the wand. That was something that I'm glad I recognized. Yes. So if I press Q, it lets me use my defensive skill. I would love to make a huge open world. I just don't have the brain power to figure out how to make a good LOD system that also chunks. You're talking about procedural generation? If you're talking about procedural generation, I kind of know what you mean. As far as like procedural generation goes and making large worlds that like generate akin to like Minecraft or Valheim, those kinds of systems are very difficult to implement. Yeah, so the graphical quality in the game is like pretty good. The graphics are definitely not something I'm griping about. Now, the animations, the modeling, all of that stuff. Oh, did we not interact with this or something? There we go. Yeah, the grappling hook with the static things is like I made a paladin. I did sword and shield and wand. Nice.
Crustaceans called crackles.
I think it's worth
found in the wrecks near
checking out, right? Like
crackles are as ferocious as they look and have a pungent
I think
smell.
it's worth checking out.
It's said that a hunter once won the wolf hunting contest by secretly using crackle meat as
Just
bait.
dismiss this game flat out, just because like I'm personally feeling pretty stale on MMOs. I'm personally feeling pretty stale on MMOs, like just flat out honest. I think this is worth checking out. If you like MMOs, you may very well enjoy this game. But there are things that I will reiterate before I continue. The Battle Pass, there is a Battle Pass in this game that definitely does not seem worth it. If this is going to be $10, definitely not worth it. You're way better off just playing for free. The cosmetics, like the Phantom Tracker up here, like whatever. It looks like something from Assassin's Creed, but like not done very well. Like that is my hard, brutal take on that cosmetic. It looks like Assassin's Creed, except not even done that well. Not worth it, flat out. And then the special shop has the premium leveling log, which is some type of like core progression where you do quests. And then the premium stuff at the bottom is that extra magic powder. You can see leveling log pass. This is something you use to craft equipment. So it has something to do with like the crafting in the game, which I'm not extremely interested in. As far as I can tell, this game doesn't even feel like it would benefit from a crafting system. But regardless, the battle pass and the leveling log just immediately don't feel good to me. And then if you look on the actual store page on Steam for this, for Throne and Liberty, the early access pack, standard pack, gives you a 5-day early access, which immediately just does not sit well with me. I don't like it when games monetize a jump start, like a couple days head start. That is not how you get people to play your game. And they also happily take your money with the ultimate early access pack for $100, where they give you a whole bunch of different animal morphs: lion, wolf, wyvern, swan, shark, otter. It's like, who cares? It's a mount. Who cares? That's my take on, as far as I can tell, what the monetization is thus far. It's just not, it doesn't feel good. Like, none of that feels good. The cosmetics are meh, and the fact that there's a battle pass and a log pass, like, that's my take. But that guy didn't even have dialogue. They didn't even have any voice lines at all.
Contest as intended. He asked you to deliver the new bait to the Lord's brother, Chris, in Blackhow Plains.
The narration as to like what I'm doing on top of everything I'm doing.
To him to acquire a
map design is cool. Like this area right here, I like this. This map design is quite pretty. Like, I don't mind this so much. I like the verticality. I don't like these static things that I need to grapple onto though. That doesn't feel good. It feels very static, like I'm being directed as to where I can go. Like, what if I want to jump up over here? You know? It's like, well, I guess I could try. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Don't ask how much I spent on Val. What is Val? I'm not sure what Val is. Oh, I was gonna say don't do me like this, but they didn't do me like that. They didn't do it. We were able to jump over that, which is good. I like that. Valorant? Valorant's like strictly cosmetics, right? Like, Valorant is a competitive FPS, team-based, ability class-based FPS game. As far as like putting money into that, like, sure. I played a little bit of Valorant. Valorant is not a bad game. But you're not going to put money into Valorant and then get a better weapon than the person you're playing against. as far as I can tell, there is no PvP. As I say that, as far as I can tell, there is an arena where you can duel other players. Wow, this is a lot of people here. Why all of a sudden? There's got to be some reason. Whenever you come to an area and there's just a ton of players and like camps and stuff, there's always a reason.
At this rate, I might have.
This has to be some type of grind zone or like I don't know.
Are you willing? Wolf fangs can. You don't know about Hamel Dro. These days, well, you can find.
Yeah, Valorant is fine as far as I can tell. Like, if you want to put money into cosmetics in Valorant, like, go ahead. I'm just talking about this game, like, trying to entice players to, like, buy the premium pass so they get a better healing item against other players. You know what I mean? Yes, we need to hunt wolves and deliver the acquired wolf tails.
Everyone halt! We will now announce the winner of the hunting contest.
What? There's a beacon fire announcing the wolf hunting contest. Okay, so there was a contest and someone won and it showed their name. Dynamic event. Oh, that's awesome. I do like some of the abilities, like this one, the ice ability is actually good. But if I like aim away, my character still locks onto the enemy. It's like it's not aiming based, which is it's just different. I guess it's just different. How do I H? What am I meant to do? Defeat wolves? That's why. That's why. I need to defeat wolves, and that's why there's so many players around, because they're all defeating wolves right now. Might be some bots to add some fake hype. Maybe. I don't know. As far as I can tell, like, my take on this game is very, very... I don't want to say pessimistic or cynical. It's just very, like, realistic coming from a game like New World. There are many, many people that are hyped about this game. No doubt. So can I AoE farm these guys? It's so confusing that people can turn into wolves and I'm fighting wolves. Why did you make it wolves? Why didn't you make it freaking like leopards or something? Need to use our healing ability. I'm getting slammed right now. Wait, why did we just get aggroed? I did not attack that wolf. We're low HP, so I'm trying to, like, heal as I kite this enemy away. I'm gonna get wrecked if I don't figure my stuff out.
One of the materials for the wolf hunting keepsake is a broken fang from one of the ferocious wolves that inhabit the Black Howl Plains.
This kind of combat isn't bad. It's just what I said earlier is that it's not necessarily what I look for in a combat system. right? Well, my paladin build worked for the boss. I just stood there healing myself and cursing him and blocking everything. I'm gonna get off this game. I can't get into it probably from farming earlier, but I can't give it that much attention. That's completely fair. Lucky, that's completely fair. I think it's worth like giving a short try, but everything that I've experienced so far, we're gonna have to see. Oh, I have this active. Interesting. Skill you use by directing it. Yes. Wait, hold on. What does the skill even do? I feel like the right side of my screen is just like completely. I mean, it is. The right side of my screen is completely taken up. Skills. I wanted to see this thing. So this inflicts curse. Okay. Does not wake up sleeping targets. What? So you can curse them and deal damage, but it doesn't wake up sleeping targets. Okay. Weird. But yeah, that is my 9 ability. And I have to like place it down. Like that. Yeah. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. It's very autopilot. Yeah, this game absolutely, you know, with that style of combat. They're turning into sheep. Wait, what? Sheep Morstone? Oh, you just get turned into a sheep? Needs sheep Morstone status. I am a sheep. I'm a sheep. Why can't I use it? How do I stop turning into a sheep? Okay. Yeah, I don't know why we can turn into a sheep, but we can for some reason. Why? Hold on. It's bothering me. This is scrolled down. There we go. These deer are getting wrecked. Is there a thing we need to hook up on? No, there's a chair set. Yeah, overall, I'd say at this point with 2 hours in game, I'd say this is worth checking out. I think someone who really enjoys MMOs could enjoy this game. So if I double jump while I'm in the air, we can fly. This is very, I like this a lot. Like, the idea of being able to turn into a... Here, we'll do our corrupted zone. Give me the AoE farm. I think someone who enjoys games like this could definitely get enjoyment from a game like this. I'm trying not to be too cynical about it, but I really like cut through. When I first play a game, I cut through everything straight to the content, right? I did it with the first Descendant, like I did it with Screwdrivers. I did it with Once Human, and Once Human I am not playing anymore.
The antlers of the deer who sought their final rest there.
When I stream something
with Hammer's mysterious
and I give my review, my thoughts on it, I cut through everything to get straight to the point. And as far as this game goes, the server stability has been fantastic. Not a single disconnect. I haven't seen any players like rubber banding or anything crazy. So as far as like server stability and netcode goes, like very good. Performance is rough, but I am playing on the highest settings while streaming at 1440p on Linux. The voice acting isn't terrible,
reminisced about the past,
but
he created the same kind of wolf hunting keepsake he made in times long gone.
Most, I think a lot of people are just going to end up skipping through the dialogue, right? Like, I don't... And it's very, very clearly voiceover as well. Like, they animated their mouths and everything, and they really clearly tried to put in, like, a good amount of work for that. But as far as, like, this game originally being in Korean and then voice dubbed in English, it's like you can just clearly see it, you know? It's just like it doesn't really do much for me. Now, the reason why I'm still playing is there's still more to explore in terms of the systems. As far as the like crafting and stuff goes, I don't know how far we're gonna get. This is the arena guardian stuff, which I just interacted with. Can I attack this person? No, it just says miss over and over again. There is an arena, so there is PvP as far as I can tell. If I press F on this, it just doesn't do anything though. Now, PvP is like, we'd have to see, we'd really have to see, right? Like, how is it set up? Is it like you can use consumables? There's so much that can go wrong with PvP. As far as I know. But there are some definite redeeming qualities to this game. Hands down. It's been in development for a long time. My take is like, is it worth even checking out for free? And I think so. I think, like, if you enjoy games like this, it's worth checking out for free. But everything I've seen in terms of the monetization is super weak. So weak. Extremely weak. This game is not worth, from what I've seen thus far, not worth putting money into. I focus primarily on cosmetic items first. And if the cosmetics are weak, then nothing else matters. Because everything else you're paying for is going to be some type of function in the game, which I don't recommend. For a free-to-play game, I don't recommend putting money into a free-to-play game at all for some type of function, right? Like healing items, pay to progress. I don't recommend that stuff. I recommend... I look at cosmetics first and foremost. That is what I'm trying to say. And the cosmetics in this game look weak. They just don't look good. None of them even interest me in the slightest. The battle pass, absolutely not worth it. None of the monetization in this game is worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, the cutscenes are all fine and good. Yeah.
You finally gave Soiri the wolf hunting keepsakes you'd gathered. She was overjoyed.
Boy with a
expressing
sword.
gratitude over and over again. Soiri hoped that people would continue to remember Henry for years to come, and told you the location of the abbey where he's buried.
I probably should attack the small ones first. What do I have here? What does this do? Wait, is that like fast travel or something? Probably fight the small wolves first, yeah. I assume if I take this one out first, we win? Yeah, that AoE is pretty nice.
I couldn't have fought them off without you.
I
couldn't have fought them off without you.
The AoE farm doesn't feel so bad. Like, I'm talking about like stacking enemies and then just doing a giant fireball AoE on them. Like, that doesn't feel that bad.
Oh no! There are wolves here too!
Yeah, that 2 ability is actually kind of sick. And then the 4.
I'm so scared. Did you?
Because of this scale, so many people. I couldn't. The wolves could. It won't be easy to protect. Oh, I haven't. Would you mind telling me your? I won't forget. I'll lead the way.
What if there are wolves hiding in the forest? I'm scared. If we follow Henry and his friend, everything should turn out all right.
Just like classic MMO vibes. I do like this quest though, like the movement,
This way.
moving from one point to another. Yeah, that ability is sick. Yeah, the 2 AoE ability.
The door is locked. It's okay, the wolves are gone. Please open the door.
The door just won't open.
I think it's broken. What do we do now?
Yeah, as for like the sidekick Helpy. Might be able to break this wall.
Wolves are gathering. The mob essence. It's another alpha.
Oh, if I could move, I could help you. There we go. That's like a cooldown or something?
Let's take a break.
Speak with Helpy.
You heard? The children must be startled. Could we catch our breath for a moment?
This quest line is like, I don't even, why? Why are there wolves attacking these? Like, why is no one else in the village that's nearby? You know what I mean? Like,
well, let's hit the road again. No more breaks until we get to the village. You can do it, right?
Right.
it's definitely better than just like a raw fetch quest, right? But
we should go slowly so the children can keep up.
It's like, yeah. Again, I think a lot of people are just gonna skip through most of the dialogue.
Now I understand. We must protect the children. I'll take this side.
That ability slants. R4 ability? Slant.
We're out of time. I ask you once.
Also, why are these wolves so intent on...
It's a scale. The wolves have been resurrected. Please protect the children.
It's a magical wolf that wants to kill all of us.
Over here.
Are we gonna help them or? I do find it funny that, like, the first animal that they let us turn into is a wolf, and all we've been doing is fighting wolves. Yeah, that 2 ability slants.
The wolves have all been slain.
Can I get my my skills up? We're just putting all of our points into wisdom. Like, I'm not putting a single point into anything else other than wisdom. Full glass cannon wizard build.
Huh? Daddy finally came back. Daddy!
What were these parents even doing? Why were their kids up there?
I thought Henry's...
That's some incompetent parenting. Your kids almost got eaten by wolves and I had to go save them.
Grave, the spirit of the divine beast Hamel appeared.
And Henry freaking died trying to save them.
A vision of the abbey where Henry and Iskael fought unfolded.
It would have been way more sensible
what
if...
was Hamel trying to tell you? If you are able to control the dangerous astral force, where will your path lead?
We just helped Henry. Interesting. Why does my screen look like this right now? Yeah, as far as like the side quests and all that go, we're not. We're gonna be like skipping through all that pretty much. So can I upgrade my staff? I guess we can. Crit and mana regen. Go with the wisdom to... How do I craft this? Okay, so there's a roll system in the crafting. I don't... So, latest trade price. I don't know anything about the economy in this game or anything. As for how much I care about it, it's really going to depend. It says I have 10 of 10. So I want to craft this scepter. Do we have to... I think we have to go back to town or something? Here, if I jump off here, I can glide. Yeah, I don't know. The arena... There are 2 people fighting right down there. The arena, we might need, like, more... We might need to reach another milestone or something. I think these players are just fighting each other. Yeah. This is like a viewing arena of... A way to view the open world PvP, I guess. Or this is the arena. This is the arena. we're getting a look at PvP, which seems pretty raw. I don't know, like, I don't know, how that's gonna work at all, really. I did want to check out the, I wanted to see if we could talk to the crafting guy to see if we could craft a better wand. Because I want to at least experience the basics of the crafting.
That was close. I can't believe the ghastly tales were true.
And there is a roll system. Like, it clearly said 20%.
Anything about weapons, my friend.
And yes, we want the one that gives us more wisdom. Alright. I guess that was it. Yeah. As for finding Mistwood, this is still in Korean. This is like the same stuff that I came across in Once Human. Like, what is this? Quality base material selection chest. Open chest. Acquired quality Mistwood. So we had a chest that had, dude, I don't know. Yeah, I want to equip this. So I think we have to go here. Character info. Click and drag, right? Yeah, nice. And it does look different, right? As far as like cosmetic goes in the game. I have no idea what that is. Watcher of the Urstella Fields? No idea. But it does look different. If you look at the book, it looks different. Which is cool. I like that. Now, as for how they add cosmetics to the game and how they monetize them and make them look good, it doesn't seem like they're doing a good job. Like, it really doesn't. I haven't seen a single other player in game where I'm like, oh, look at that premium cosmetic. You know? Like, again, it just does not look good in terms of the cosmetic monetization in this game. Like, none of the players on my screen stick out at all. None of them. None of them. And no, as for like the morphs, the animals and stuff, like, who cares? Like, oh, there's a purple wolf. Who cares? I'm looking at the players, not the wolves. You know what I mean? That's my very brutal, hard take about how they monetize this. This is the wolf that we keep seeing. Like, as far as these go, I can't view them in game. There's no way for me to click on these and see what they look like in game. Yeah, again, it's just, it's weak. It's just weak. What is this? Target lost? View astral vision. No idea. But yes, we crafted a new wand. That was the basic crafting in the game. You just kind of talk to them and then you just kind of craft the thing.
Armor smith at Castleton named Rachel. Rachel gave you some materials and told you to craft some armor.
Where's the one that gives wisdom? Here. Witch's cloth hat. Yeah, so, okay, there's like the next tier So like, it says regen, it says max, crit. And as far as I understand it, yes, all of these will make your character look different. I don't see the next tier for wisdom though. Here. This is the next tier for wisdom. And I can't craft it because all of the materials are rare. But we do have the materials for the witch's cloth hat. So we'll craft it. I will say, seeing these numbers down here, like plus 10, that is not a good sign. There's a tax rate, we have an inventory space, and then as far as I can tell, we just click craft. This is the magic powder. Yeah. So the crafting in this game, I'm just gonna flat out say it, is very basic. This is like very, very basic. This whole UI, it just like, and the fact that there are these 10, 30, 50, 100, as far as I can tell, it's like you need to craft a whole bunch of them to get a 20% chance to get a better one. I don't know. I don't know about that. That's like just like, oh, hey, grind resources so you can craft the same piece of gear 50 times so that hopefully one of them is good. I don't know. Crafting system is basic in this game. And as far as there even being a crafting system in the game, I don't know if that is like, that feels a little bit like feature creep even. If I'm being brutally honest, like the crafting system is very hard to implement properly. Putting crafting in a game like this feels a little feature creepy almost. As far as like different ways to get better gear, there are many different progression systems in order to unlock better gear.
Oh, not the more. That's all.
You successfully crafted armor using Rachel's materials.
It's like, could they improve upon this over time? Maybe.
Other types of armor.
Maybe, but it feels like it feels pretty basic. That's what I'm trying to say.
Come back soon. Check if you're missing any accessories.
I keep pressing R. I don't even know what R does. Now, this is the moon leaf icon, 135. We got that on the battle pass. Yeah, I don't know. Inventory. Growth material.
When it rains, sometimes you can find unique deposits. Have you seen any?
Interesting. So these materials we use to craft items, and we can only select one. Yeah. So as far as my review of this game goes, here, this is the enchanting. We haven't enchanted anything yet. We'll try and enchant the hat we just made. The growth stones are acquired through various content. They allow you to upgrade your equipment's power. There is a roll chance attempt towards leveling up your item. Equipment will level up once it reaches 100. Okay. You can grow your equipment by pressing the grow button.
Do you have enough materials?
Click the screen and hold. So we need to get it to 100%.
Rachel told you to develop your armor to withstand high-impact attacks. You'll have to learn to craft better armor pieces.
Okay, so this is consuming the quality armor growth stone and gold as well, Solana. But it upgraded it after 3 uses. And yes, there's a dice roll as far as like how much you get per roll.
I've rarely seen people wear that. May I take a closer look?
It said it upgraded, but it didn't. What happens if we go even... Okay, now it's level 2. Now it's level 2. Okay, weird. I don't understand that, because the ring looked like it was almost done. Regardless, that is the equipment enchanting system in the game. Yeah, you use these things with Solant, which you get from playing, hunting. These you get from something else. I don't know exactly. But it's clearly a pretty basic system. Yeah, and then, so we did that.
When it rains, sometimes you can find unique deposits.
Upgrade an uncommon weapon by 1 level. Okay, they want us to upgrade our weapon now. There we go. Yes, so our hat, we actually got to level 2 by doing that multiple times. But yes, we went from level 1 to level 2. Yes, that is indeed what happened. So we get to select a reward. We can upgrade our staff, right?
Please take your time.
Sure. Getting more familiar with the inventory. This is gonna just be flat out better in pretty much every way, aside from slightly increased attack speed. Or slightly decreased attack speed. I assume if that's red, that is the interval of each attack. Yeah. So it takes 0.6 seconds to attack. Yeah, so the crafting in the game and the enchanting, it feels pretty straightforward, right? Like everything I just went through with that feels pretty straightforward. I'm not going to say it's bad. I think it does what it needs to do, but in no way do I feel enticed to grind for materials to get my gear upgraded. Like, we would need to find out what it feels like to start hitting those content walls, you know? Like, what does it feel like in the game when I start coming across enemies that are so difficult that I can't progress anymore? That's like what you really need to figure out. But I've made my recommendation clear. I think it's worth giving this a try if you enjoy games like this. If you don't enjoy games like this, don't even bother, because you're not going to find any type of like inspiration to get into a game like this. And I definitely do not recommend putting money into this game. Do not get baited by the 5-day head start. Do not get baited into the pay to progress mechanics. And yes, I like, just to triple check, on the battle pass, the premium pass, there is gold. This magic powder you get more of, which allows you to craft better equipment. Just flat out weapon damage, which you do not get on the free pass. Rare weapon growth stone, which is just flat out better equipment, which you do not get on the... So the premium pass is definitely pay to progress. Now here's the thing. There's PvP in the game. So does that fully enter into the pay to win realm? It may very well, but I don't know how PvP works. So I'm not going to say this is pay to win. I will flat out say this is pay to progress, and it's absolutely not worth it. It's just not worth it. So that's my take on that. Just to reiterate once again. Yeah, they conveniently put that hook there. But it's like, I can't grapple hook on anything I want. So it's pretty limiting. The movement in the game is pretty limiting. It's very much dictated by the map itself. But the map design itself is actually not bad. The map itself is actually quite good. I like the map design, the scenery, the environmental sounds, the audio in the game. I do not have a single gripe about. The audio in the game is very good. So I think I've given it a fair overall view. Now, here's the thing. Could there be a potential where I do recommend, like, putting money into this game? No. Just let out. I'm gonna say no. Well, unless they add some really awesome cosmetics, and it's not pay to win. I don't know. I really don't think so. I really don't think there is a future where I would potentially recommend putting money into this game. I would say my recommendation to put money into this game was completely thwarted the second I saw that you can pay for the like the 5-day head start, right? The second I saw that, it's like, nah. Just nah. As for that whole cutscene, what? Just what?
It said farewell until the day we meet again.
The Amitoy, as far as I can tell, is something they added to the game just so they could add some type of like cosmetic thing. You now have a new Amitoy. Amitoy window. Yeah, the world tree leaves to heal the player. Settings, gameplay, character. You set the health amount to trigger Amitoy recovery actions. Interesting. I was wondering why there was like a red dot for that. Here, Amitoy. We just got Forest Sapling Grover. So our default Amitoy just turned into this thing, I guess. As far as I can tell, these things in the game, like, they're something added to the game as like an extra cosmetic. That's about it. They heal you, so they have that functionality. But they're kind of like just a cosmetic. See, everyone else has them. Yeah, Everyone has this same one. As far as the cosmetics are structured in the game, I think it's cool that, yes, depending on what gear you're wearing functionally, it makes your character look different. But as far as like the premium cosmetics go in this game, not worth at all. Because you can just play for free. Like, why would you pay money? And there is PvP in the game. I would need to know what PvP is like in order to really determine whether this game is like pay to win or not, right? But I'm not going to say that this game is pay to win without knowing for sure. So I'm going to hold off on saying anything like that until I'm absolutely sure about what PvP is all about and how it works. And whether there are like any benefits and so on and so forth. This guy doesn't have any dialogue, any voice lines at all.
Always something to do, even in the rain. Look at the contracts before you go.
Oh, do you want to take a look at my wares?
Activate. Oh, we have to go over here? Okay. I'll check out the next area. So overall, like the core foundational elements of this game, like the netcode is perfectly fine. I haven't seen characters rubber banding. I haven't dropped connection. I haven't had any like weird rubber banding myself. The performance is lacking. The performance in this game is not well optimized. But I could definitely see people who enjoy MMOs coming to this game from other MMOs and enjoying it. I could see that. Like, this game is not all bad. It's definitely not all bad.
It is said that long ago the seeds of a flower with jewels for petals fell on an unnamed land, and it became the beautiful field it is today. Goblins have long occupied and mined this mysterious gem-rich land, and they do not hesitate to slaughter any human who dares disturb them.
But yeah, just like with most MMOs, it feels like, you know, the level of like linear progression in the game. It's like I feel like I'm basically no. I don't feel like it. I am being told where to go and what to do. There is no I feel like. It's like that is what's actually happening. Yeah, you can just tell the AoE farm. Like, you could kite enemies together and then AoE them to farm them. But it's like, if the whole farming mechanic in this game is backed by a crafting system that's like really basic, you know, is that gonna encourage people to like farm a item or like try and craft a rare thing or get a rare drop? Like, I don't know. I think this game, again, for some players will definitely attract some players. I think there are a lot of people that are hyped about this game releasing in September. And I think that my take is pretty well-rounded. Given the fact that I feel like I'm in a position to kind of see through that a little bit, you know? And as for the ability-based combat, that hurt a lot. That almost killed us, actually. Like, this kind of combat doesn't feel so bad, you know? Like, we almost died there. That was actually the most interesting combat situation I've had in the game so far. The combat is not bad. Like, it's actually okay. But it is a point and click, so you have to, like, select your enemies. And it's very heavily abilities based. So you're gonna just be timing your abilities, moving around a little bit. Like, that's gonna be the core of the combat in the game. And that's not bad. Again, that's not bad. I don't know why this keeps opening. I think when I press R, I keep pressing R. It does this thing, and I assume that's like a part of astral vision, which I don't think we've even really gotten into yet. But this game does have depth. Like, there are, like, systems in this game that clearly have a lot of effort put into them. So I'm not going to dismiss this game and just poo-poo on it.
Ah, adventurous.
What brings you here?
But yeah, and, like, NPCs lacking voice lines and stuff. Star calling stuff. Okay, so these are contracts. And you can refresh them. So these are let's just call them what they are. I mean, they're contracts. They're farm quests. So you accept these contracts, you go and do what it says to do, collect these things, bring them back, and then you get materials like the quality magic power, which you then use to craft gear. Right? It's a very, very clear gameplay loop. Like sub-gameplay loop, aside from the main quest, right? The linear main quest. Like, this is a repeatable contract where you can get crafting materials. Yeah, I don't know what contract rights are. But yes, I assume these are like town board quests. As for why they're like standing out in the rain, I don't know. Oh, that's so crazy how our character, like, looks down at us. Interesting. Yeah, why they're standing out in the rain, I don't know.
Even if the weather is welcome.
Yeah, this is healing item, weapon damage. These are things that are also on the battle pass, like very core functionality, like healing and mana regen. As far as like really interesting mechanics in this game, as far as like really interesting mechanics go in this game, I haven't come across anything that really strays outside of the typical MMO style gameplay, right? Like the contracts are obvious. Just it's town board. In New World, it's town board. The same kind of thing. And that's fine. That's not a bad thing. That's, you know, that adds replayability and like cyclical gameplay loop. But it's like, is someone gonna really want to do that? When you look at like the crafting system, you know,
Ruby, who you met at the Starlight
is someone really gonna
was shouting to
sit there and grind those out to get the dust to make gear? You know, that's the kind of stuff I think about. That is the kind of stuff I think about. Why is this blinking over here? Complete the contract from the so we have to defeat goblins. This is basically like, you want to progress the main quest, you got to do the contracts, you got to defeat the goblins. And I assume playing with a friendly, you would, you know, I could see people playing together farming. Where's the thrower? This one? The ability effects are actually not bad. Like, again, the animations, the visuals of everything are actually pretty good. I haven't complained about the graphics at all. Defeat the Goblin Shaman in Ursula Fields. Where? There's so many goblins everywhere. Where is the shaman? Or a shaman? We can move away from their attacks, and that does indeed dodge their damage. Like, we just don't take the damage. So there is timing in the combat. Like, I said that earlier. If I press Q when I see that purple, and the combat overall, like, that ability, like, that feels clean. Every time I do it, it feels good to do, you know? As far as an open beta goes, why am I not getting progress on my quests? Defeat the Goblin Shaman. This feels like one of the first quests where I like really have to do something. All of the other quests were just like, go along, do this, fetch that, whatever. And it's like, now this quest actually feels like I have to do something. So these are purple over here. Maybe this is where I need to go. What are these saying? Goblin ritual tools. That ability is my favorite by far. Defeat the goblin shaman, and so they must spawn here, right? Like, we destroyed the ritual tools, but there's no shaman here. I assume other players killed the yeah, this guy right here. Damn, we are getting slammed. Oh my. Yeah, that's gonna be something. So here's where the game starts getting like,
Gods, to fill the entire world with light.
I don't know why I keep pressing R. Where am I now? Can I turn in the quest now? Yeah, I think we can. So the goblin shaman is the first, like, you just got slammed kind of deal. B, click to claim rewards. This is just the linear progression. These are just lore items as far as I can tell, the collection codex stuff. I don't know why I even care to try to get rid of the red dot. Enchant skill. If you have enough materials to grow a skill, the grow skill button will appear. Click the button to grow your skill. Alright, well, I really like Frost Smokescreen because it actually moves us. You can check which content will grant you skill growth materials, which you can use them to grow your skills. Okay, so it's similar to the enchanting gear setup, right? Like this, we saw this before. It's the same system except for skills. Yeah, so now it's level 2. Yeah, see how this says a 2 right here? And as far as move speed, upgrading this reduces the move speed of the enemies. So if you're in like a melee situation and you're using your staff and you want to get away, Frost Smokescreen is the way to do it. And I really like the idea of abilities like that. Abilities that move your character. Yeah, and then Inferno Wave is insane. Upgrading this just increases the damage flat out. And yeah, so this is like a core progression system. This is like a support healing ability. Swift healing. That's on the wand. Curse Explosion is very interesting as well. All of the skills in the game, like, I'm not complaining about any of these. Like, these have me interested. This one, Frost Smokescreen, is what got me interested. Like in the beginning, I'm like, okay, you have a big fireball, you have like a heal, like abilities that can move your character. Like again, just to reiterate this skill specifically, if I press 3, like that's the ability I'm talking about. Like that's awesome. I don't think anyone would contest that. Like you move back, you leave like an awesome frost effect on the ground. Definitely a big plus for this game are the abilities and everything. But again, the fact that it's like wrapped in this like crafting system and stuff, I don't know how I feel about it. I you know, you can play this game for free. I'm pretty sure it is full-blown free to play. I'm gonna just quadruple check that before I keep saying that. Yes, it is guaranteed, confirmed, free to play. So this game is gonna be full-blown free to play on release. I can't say that I'm gonna cast this game off. As far as the open beta goes, I may come back to it. I feel like at this point, with just over 3 hours, we've experienced a good amount of like the progression. We just got to the like town board quest stuff. That's also very cool. So when I use my Q with the staff, I can press a directional key while I use it, and we get a dash. Now, if I switch, so the wand, whether I'm using the wand or the staff, it lets me use that. That ability is the ability from the wand, though. Mystic Shield is what you get from the staff. Which also gives you like a dash. And both of them in that sense, in terms of the dash, are similar. As far as I can tell. Yeah, that's a lot to read. This restores Chaotic Shield, restores friendly targets' health. And if you successfully defend against a fury attack, it turns into a counterattack spell. Definitely interesting. And that's timing based, so you can't just like mindlessly lock onto enemies and do whatever. Like, you need to time this to get the maximum benefit. There is timing in the combat. This ability is the best by far. Frost Smokescreen is the best ability in the game that I've experienced. Now, there are 5 other weapons that I haven't fully explored, right? I've been using the wand and the staff. There is the greatsword, the sword, the dagger, the crossbow, and the longbow, which we haven't really dived into too much. I did recognize that the dagger, it's not too difficult to switch over to something else. But we're going to have to change all of our abilities, our skills. Like, if I want to use any of these, I have to do this. I do want to just take the time to check these out. As for streaming this in the future, I'm still debating. This open beta is going to last 5 days. So we'll see. Rupturing parry on the crossbow. I'm interested. What does the parry look like on the crossbow? What? It's just not letting me use any of my abilities. Hold on. Double jump? Currently unable to use. Why? Am I missing something? Am I bugged out or what? Because I have my E active right now, which doesn't make sense. Am I bugging right now? Ah, disconnected from server. Okay. I was indeed bugging. That is a flat out disconnect from the game. I was saying earlier how the netcode is very good. It was until that disconnect. Now, it's not letting me re-enter the game either. So, I haven't dropped a single frame. I'm going to restart the game. It wasn't letting me get back in. I'm going to restart the game to see if we can get back into the game. But that was a full drop connection and was not able to re-enter. So we'll find out in a second. So yes, the reason I wasn't able to use my abilities was because the server was lagging. My E was active. My like basic attack was active, even though I wasn't swinging. Okay, here we go. All right, well, we were able to get back into game, which is good. If I press 9, there we go. Okay. Oh, it didn't change our... Hold on. Yeah, I wanted to check. What does this do? Interesting. Oh, that's also why I couldn't use my... bird. Oh, sick. Our 2 ability, like, moves us backwards. Yeah, so the crossbow, definitely interesting. And that dagger attack just goes straight through them. Oh, interesting. It's like a box. Definitely liking the crossbow. The crossbow definitely feeling pretty good, actually. Yeah, that kind of gameplay where we just like kite the enemy backwards. Yeah, R tells us where all of the enemies in the area are. That was what we just saw there. was a result of timing my parry correctly. So as far as like the combination of locking onto an enemy, but also timing our abilities, that doesn't feel so bad. Like, again, giving the combat in this game a reasonable try, I think is worth trying. There's another player there. And I'm not even using my dagger. Definitely an interesting change up in play style to do that. Yeah, that kind of gameplay is actually not so bad. We need to kill the goblin shaman. They're there. What? What is that? Was there a resource there or what? Where'd the shaman go? I needed to kill the shaman and they just disappeared. There we go. Yeah, okay, we got progress on it. So just to be clear, so there's some resource here that people are farming, I guess. Let's see if we can actually kill it. But if another player, just to be clear, if another player kills the shaman before we're able to, then we don't get it. We just don't get the credit. Yeah, there we go. Now, there's some resource that someone mined over there. As for whatever resource that was, I have no idea. But they mined it, it disappeared, and then I was unable to mine it. That's what's important to recognize, right? So as far as like open world quests go, if other players like kill the thing you're trying to farm, they could actually like steal your farm. As far as I can tell with what I just experienced with that last quest, which is not a, it's not a positive. Like as far as like
Here, this place is.
Yeah, they don't have voice lines. Just like NPC, here's NPC, here's dialogue. Yeah, there you go. That feels very unfinished. Whenever you come across like This area of the map is awesome. Again, I already said the map design in this game is very good. I'm seeing wind and stuff. The environmental sounds are kind of like, I don't know. But the graphics, the map design are very good. Coming across NPCs that have no voice lines.
Can you please come this way?
Like this. It just feels unfinished and jank. The one thing I will say about the map design, the environment, and the graphics is, no, it feels pretty good. Honestly, it feels weird that there isn't more wind sound right now. Like I'm seeing all this with like windy leaves and stuff. Like there probably should be more like windy sound. The rain sound is fine though. But yeah, that feels very unpolished whenever you talk to an NPC and it's just like, here's some dialogue. They don't have any voice lines, but just trust me, bro. Do the fetch quest. Like that kind of stuff. And it's like boars, classic, right? Fanged boar in the swampy area. Classic. The skills, some of the combat elements are definitely highlights of this game. Again, we just tried the crossbow with the daggers and they felt pretty good. So there are definitely positives about this game. But as for like the crafting system and everything that's like surrounding the underlying progression and gear, it feels pretty weak. It honestly feels pretty weak. I feel like it honestly feels like a little bit early access even. Like the crafting system is very basic. Very, very basic. I definitely recommend trying this for free for a brief amount of time. I'm just almost at 3.5 hours. Definitely feels like it was worth checking out. I don't know if I'm going to be coming back to it in the future. We'll see. As for release, the fact that they have a 5-day head start for people who buy the premium bundles, it is not a good sign. I don't like that at all. I had one disconnect, but we were able to get back in. The netcode is perfectly fine. The performance optimization seriously needs some work, but I am playing at 1440p on Linux while streaming on epic settings. So, and we are getting consistently over 60 frames per second. Still, I personally aim for over 80, ideally over 100 frames per second. But it's okay. It's okay. Regardless, I don't recommend putting money into this game. Do not get baited into the 5-day early access. None of the cosmetics really stand out to me. The cosmetics, the monetization is weak. It's just bad. So if you're gonna play for free, don't get baited into any of the monetization. And yeah, so that's my take on this game after about 3.5 hours. Nothing really stands out as amazing. Nothing's like, wow, this MMO is doing it differently. Like everything just feels kind of formulaic, you know. That's my general overall take. Like it doesn't do anything really different. It is published by Amazon Game Studios. Like not a good sign. Amazon is the one that made New World. They made some terrible decisions. I personally wouldn't be surprised if this game doesn't last longer than a year. That's my personal opinion. But definitely worth at least trying some of like the basic systems, like the abilities and stuff, for free. That is that. I'm clearly winding down. I'm leaving it here. The story, the progression, it just doesn't. I feel no investment. Even knowing that it's an open beta, it's just like on release, it doesn't make me really want to like progress through the quest. But we'll see. We'll see. That's my review for now. I'm gonna be leaving it here. And if you've been enjoying my live streams, please consider liking and subscribing. And I will be on in the future. Thank you.